Celtic are back in European action tonight as we take on Red Star Belgrade at the Rajko Stadium in Serbia on Matchday 1 of this season's Europa League campaign. And of course, it's not where we want to be. Champions League is where we all aspire to be. In fact, Red Star themselves fell short at the final hurdle. But it is what it is. We are where we are. And Celtic now just need to reset and look forward to this new challenge. It's a challenge that a lot of fans have been crying out for. You know, Champions League is a tough school. It's a tough place to be in. You know, for the mixed results there, you know, at times good stuff last season, bad stuff last season as well. But now we find ourselves at a very different level. There is no doubt it is a drop down in level. And I think there's a wee bit of intrigue and certainly a bit of excitement at the potential, you know, I say that carefully, that Celtic could go on to do something in this tournament. And it all starts tonight, as I say, out in Serbia. Let's start with Brendan Rodgers. So he was speaking to the assembled media yesterday, Tuesday, in Belgrade, and he himself is excited about the prospect of just getting stuck into this, you know, this tournament, this new format here in the Europa League. And the big thing he said about his team, you know, he was very careful with his words, as he always is. He said that this is a growing team, a developing team, and the big thing that he's seeking just now from his players is connections. That's the word he frequently used. He's talking about these connections all across the park, and I think that's where we find ourselves. You know, I don't think it's too dramatic to say that this is now a new group at Celtic. We've lost a couple of key players from this time around last year. You know, no Kyogo, of course, no Nicholas Kuhn, a couple of guys that have been very important for us. Jota remains injured, Alistair Johnson remains injured at this moment in time, and new guys come in and fill those gaps, whether it's young Colby Donovan, and we'll get into him in a bit of detail later on. Really excited about what he's bringing. But Colby Donovan, Sebastian Tounekti, of course, everyone's loving what he's bringing to the party just now. Michelangelo Balikwisha, you know, less so. Benji Nygren, the returning Kieran Tierney. It's a different group. There is no getting away from it. You know, that's probably about half your team. You know, 4 or 5 key players there, guys that will likely start. And Kelechi Iheanacho, I've not even mentioned him. Daiz Maeda, 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. Lots going on at Celtic, but a new group, as I say. And Brendan Rodgers' big challenge at this moment in time is getting those connections all across the park. And we spoke previously about the Alistair Johnson Nicholas Kuhn connection, how effective that was down Celtic's right hand side. That is gone. That's not coming back anytime soon, if ever. On the left hand side, no longer Greg Taylor doing the inverted thing. Kieran Tierney, a far more traditional left-sided fullback. He's now hoping to forge out this new partnership with Sebastian Tounekti on the left hand side. Kelechi Iheanacho is a new option up front. Benji Nygren, who was sitting alongside Brendan Rodgers in the press conference, he's looking to build that connection with Callum McGregor, Rio Hatate, the various other players ahead of him. So I think, as I said earlier on there's intrigue and excitement about what Celtic are bringing to the party at this moment in time. And, you know, just, you know, looking at the bigger picture at the moment, is there a possibility to go deep in this tournament? I don't know, is the short answer. We done the weekly show on Monday night, myself, Asim and Ryan Fitzsimons, and Ryan made the point that at the moment it's just too early to assess this group. You know, as I said, there's lots of new stuff going on, and it might click, and if it clicks it could be great, but the opposite can happen. You know, sometimes for different reasons it doesn't work out for players. I mentioned Balikwisha there, and it's very early. Of course it is very early in his Celtic career, but at the moment it's not quite clicked for him in the same way that it has for Tounekti. So we would really need, you know, most, if not all, guys firing on all cylinders to try and make some sort of progress in this tournament. You need to get lucky with injuries, of course. The squad depth isn't what we would hope it to be. You know, there's a couple of signings that we know we tried for, whether it was a forward or a right winger. You could certainly debate. There's a deep line midfielder that Celtic are potentially lacking at this moment in time. So lots going on, and lots of debate will rage on as to whether we're capable in this tournament. But you know, there's a comment on our YouTube, I think it was from Monday's weekly show, and someone saying, how can you possibly think that this Celtic side have got the capability to go deep in this tournament? And at the moment, you know, it's more hope than great expectation. But the bottom line is, as I'd mentioned there, we're not at the top table anymore. It's not Champions League. You're not facing Bayern Munich's and Borussia Dortmund's and Atlanta's and teams like this. It's a grade down from that. And there's no doubt we face some tough challenges across the 8 games. Tonight will be tough. Red Star Belgrade, you know, on their home turf. 7 wins from 7. We'll get to that in a bit. But you've got teams like Roma that will face, and Bologna, and, you know, various other challenges there. You've also got Porto in this tournament, Aston Villa in this tournament. So yes, there's tough teams and teams that should absolutely be given, respect at different times. But there's also the fact that nobody would deny they are not top level. And at this moment in time, we are not top level. So we all find ourselves where we are, kind of belong where we belong. If we were that good, we would have qualified. If Red Star were that good, they would have qualified. So they fell at the final hurdle to Paphos from Cyprus. And how afraid should you be about a team that is losing that kind of game? They'll say the same about us. How can you fear a team that's lost to Kairat Almaty in Kazakhstan? So we all find ourselves at the level we're at, and it's up to Celtic and Red Star and others to see how deep they can go in the tournament. Okay, everyone, we're going to leave it there for now on this one. But if you'd like to watch the full episode, you can do that right now by joining us over on Patreon at patreon.com/Celtic Exchange. As a member, you'll get access to the rest of this episode, plus all of our additional shows, including pre- and post-match shows for every game, a range of extra episodes throughout the week, and loads more from the team here at Celtic Exchange. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up, and once you're in, you can continue watching the show on your device or directly on the brilliant Patreon app. So that's patreon.com/Celtic Exchange, or just click the link in the show notes. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you over on Patreon shortly.